Yeah, we're on. Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Fishing with Calvin, and welcome back to another fishing video and another tournament vlog. It's the first tournament of the year, and not only that, but it's my first 2-day out-of-state fishing tournament. This tournament was at Lake Eucha in Oklahoma. So a little bit of backstory before we get into this one. The lake was extremely dry. Right here you can see in this clip, like I was literally walking where the water should have been. I parked where there should have been water up to like the tires pretty much. And so the water was extremely low, but we did practice the day before. We went down on Friday, fished for a couple hours, and we figured out it didn't really seem to affect the fishing. We caught some really nice fish on practice day. Well, Thane had some really nice fish. I had a few decent ones, but he had like 2 or 3 around 20 inches. And so fortunately we had a good idea of what we wanted to do on tourney day. Basically we had one stretch of bank where we caught 3 fish and we got a couple more bites. And so we figure, why switch it up when we're catching fish in this area? And so first thing in the morning, I decided to start throwing a similar crankbait to what Thane was throwing the day before. He actually lended it to me. I didn't get to throw it on practice day, but I figured similar color, and so why not? It's a little one. Yeah.
Get on the board anyway, right?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, something. Start point.
Yep. 12 and a half.
Well, that's a good one.
Good one?
Yeah. Came off. Damn it.
Oh. Hey, nothing special, but it was a fish. Since we ended up getting another one on this bank, we decided to spin back around and fish it a second time. Net.
He's long anyway.
Yeah.
I think he kind of wanted it too. It was barely but a 15 and a half.
15 and a half. Net. Yep.
Yeah, why not? The lure just came right out.
Nice one.
That's okay. That's kind of what we're looking for. Not quite as fat though. He's a little skinnier. Lord.
They're still jumping out there.
What?
So they're still jumping out there. Fish? Yeah.
pay. Make them pay.
Well, you got 3 or 4?
3. I wish I had the other one that I lost back there. Then it's probably back more on the line than 18 or 20. It's pretty smooth, so it doesn't take much to feel really good.
Dane was able to catch 3 really solid fish, a 15.5, an 18.25, and a 15.75. So since Thane caught 3 more, again, we decided to spin back one more time.
He's in the net.
Yeah, he's in the net.
It's official.
Appreciate it.
I didn't even know you had one. All of a sudden I see something flop around and shit. I thought, what is he doing back there?
He bit like right at the boat.
I must have. That's why you forgot me yanking right in the boat.
Yep.
It works. We'll take them however they come in.
And it produced again. Low-key got lucky on this one. I flipped him into the boat, and right as I flipped him into the boat, he came off my hooks. And so, yeah, I got lucky. Now me and Thane are looking like we're gonna have at least a decent day. I got 2, he's got 3, and we're only a couple of hours into the tournament. So after this, we decided to fish on the opposite side of the lake. And I caught one in the spot, and I think Thane may have also caught one over there, but unfortunately my camera was turned off. I was trying to save some battery like I always do, and then boom, fish on.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at this game. Nice one.
Appreciate it.
On the Cinco?
Yep. I was looking at that squirrel too, and then felt him. On the chartreuse tip Cinco. We end up fishing the rest of this bank, but we don't get any more bites. And so we decided to make a move and fish something similar to our first spot. It's a wind-blown bank right off a secondary point, and on top of that is another gravel bank. Like I said, it doesn't look like much. There's nothing to flip at, and so I got back to throwing the red-eye shad.
Yeah, we're on. Nice.
It's a long one. 15.5.
15.5?
Yep. Man, I thought we were gonna start catching them after this. I got that fish fairly quickly, and then we stayed there for quite a while, but just couldn't get nothing else to bite. Then we decided to drive all the way across the lake to a cove we fished in practice, and I believe this cove is called Bobcat Cove. So we start from inside the point and just work our way in with crankbaits until eventually we get to this little pocket covered from the wind. And of course, I turn off my GoPro, trying to save some battery, and then boom, 5th fish in the boat.
Huh? What are you doing? Just throw that thing back in the boat and go on?
Now he's just dropped it down and he was there.
Okay. Pull your limit out.
Yeah.
How do I get with the program?
I was just about to change colors too.
Just
Appreciate it.
get something done in there. But
Yep.
all you can do is hook there nowadays.
I had to guess, that fish was likely sitting by that current break and just waiting for fish to just swim through. And luckily I flipped to the exact spot where he was hiding, and boom, we got a small limit. And I'm actually making decent time. It's about midday, and on this day we're going until 4. And so I still got 4 hours left to keep upgrading my fish. So after we end up picking this cove apart, we end up going back to our first spot, hoping that the fish will start biting again. Unfortunately though, the sun is fully out by this point, and so we couldn't get any more bites. After this, we go and hit some decent looking coves, nothing. And then I think we finished the day by hitting our first 3 spots of the day, and still nothing, guys. So we went 4 hours without catching any fish. I was pressed. I was hoping I could have upgraded my bag going into day 1 with a limit. It's not a bad start, but I did believe that there was going to be people with better bags than mine, because I got a small limit and I didn't think it was going to hold. But once we got to the boat ramp, I figured out I was actually the only one with a limit, or the only non-boater. So I think a couple guys had 1 fish, another guy had 2 or 3 fish, and then the second place guy had 3 or 4 fish. And so I knew he was right on my tail. I knew I'd have to do something for day 2. I'd have to catch at least 1 or 2 fish, because there's no way I could keep the lead without catching a fish on day 2. So come day 2, the cold front comes through, and I'm like, oh my goodness, guys, I was not prepared, like, at all. Can't remember what I had on. I think I had like 1 small jacket and like 2 short sleeve shirts. I just knew I was gonna be freezing the whole day. And then more importantly, I was low on baits, guys. I was not expecting a cold front to run through. So come day 2, I decided to just pick up that crankbait that Thane gave me and just chuck that thing all day, guys. First spot we hit in the morning is our primary spot, the one that we've been catching all our fish on, or most our fish on, hoping that they'd be back and ready to bite again. Fish?
This is a giant.
Not a bad one. Good stuff.
Long is good in this game.
Thane caught his first fish of the morning in this spot. Honestly, not too bad a start for the cold front just coming through and it being freezing. I recorded for like the first 30 minutes or so, and then I was like, man, I'm just gonna have to cut the camera and focus on fishing, because I'm not gonna have time to be messing with my GoPros. I'm gonna have to make every single cast count. And it turns out that was the strat, because I just picked up that crankbait all day and just chucked it. I was like, that's all I could do, guys. I was like freezing, reeling in that crankbait. Luckily, by the end of the day, in the last hour, I caught my first and only fish of the day. Thank goodness, guys. I needed that one. I wasn't positive that I won it, though. I was actually pretty nervous. I needed the second place guy to not catch more than 2, because if he caught more than 2, he took the dub. It's over. But luckily, we get back to the ramp, and I find out I held the lead, guys. That 1 fish saved my lead, guys. I think the second place guy caught 1 or 2 fish on day 2, but luckily I just squeezed by and pulled out the win. I was fortunate though. Overall, guys, it was a fun tournament. Shout out to Thane for putting me on the fish. Also, before we end the video, if any of you guys are from Kansas and want to start fishing tournaments, hit me up on social media, guys. We're trying to get more people in the club. All the guys in the club are super cool, and every tournament's a good time. So, but yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.